If you are anything like me and just had a couple of frustrations when it came to garbage pellets in the pellet grill, and you got a home here, welcome to the Go Show, celebrating all things outdoors in this beautiful outdoor playground of a state and world that we live in. Joining us is Jason Baker from Green Mountain Grills. And there's there's several reasons actually why I have him on. It's Jason's friend, and he is just a good dude and just a good human being that runs a good company, and it's something that should be celebrated in this day and age. So that's one. And then the product that he makes is the best there is, and it's just badass. So that's another. And then Camping Chad sent me a text last week and asked about, do I really have to go buy the higher end pellets? Can I just get the stuff from Costco? I kind of knew the answer, but I didn't want to. I said, let me reach out to my Green Mountain guy. And I did. And you came back with the reasons why you need to buy specific pellets for your pellet grill. So we're going to get to that in just a moment, but I want to start with Jason. Jason, just tell us what's going on with the company. I've obviously been a client for a long time, long time loyal customer. But now 2.0, Prime 2.0 is out and rolling worldwide. So tell us about that. Tell us the changes. Tell us what you did.
Absolutely. First off, thanks for having me. Love your show. Love all that you're doing. Glad that you're doing this. It's amazing to see you bounce back and nailing it here. So good for you.
Thanks, bud.
2.0, absolutely, man. 2.0 is rocking. We are oversold. We're oversold quite a bit. We've got a couple of months, I think, to catch up. With Father's Day coming, 4th of July coming, we're trying to hit those really hard to make sure we have enough product for everybody. Green Mountain is the last company that's not selling everywhere. I mean, basically, Green Mountain is very dedicated to the brick and mortars. We do have one online retailer that we work with called barbecueguys.com. They do a phenomenal job because they have the ability to do customer support, which is a huge part of a pellet grill, owning a pellet grill. But the majority of our sell-through goes through brick and mortar, not box store, but brick and mortar. You can go tactile, touch and feel these things. 2.0 has been all about all the things that we've done wrong in the past. And I think we've taken all of that 15 years of experience and put it into this grill. I would strongly urge anybody to go take a look at one at their local dealer. Go to greenmountaingrills.com, find your local dealer, go take a look at these grills. We really focused on every little detail inside these grills to get you to a point of comfort level with the things that have gone wrong with pellet grilling. We've upped the motor to make sure that the torque's the highest we could possibly put in there. We have made it easy if you're all about just pushing a button, making sure that you're able to see a probe, 2 different probes inside there, right on the actual digital control board. But if you really want to get intricate, we have Wi-Fi, we have full Wi-Fi capabilities, granular technology and graphene, and all kinds of different crazy stuff inside the app where you can calibrate meat probes, calibrate thermal sensors, lower the auger speed, raise the auger speed. You can get as granular as you want with these 2.0s, or it can also be as simplistic as you want it to be. And I think that's also important. I was just at a gentleman's house over the weekend, and he was a little confused on the app update thing, and he didn't really even want to get into it, but he had an app update, and I wanted to show him how that all worked. And he said, look, I bought this grill because the buttons are right there. It's easy for me to understand. We love that, right? Because it has both options. It has the option to do both. We came out with a sideburn. We put a sideburn on this thing. If you want to get up to some sear station type zoning, where you're flipping the grate, where you can do some saute, you can do boiling water. If you want to boil some water on it, you can also flip it over, do some searing on your steaks, or for you, your boar, your bison, your whatever. Right. But on top of that, we did a full racking system inside there. So the customer can basically pick and choose whatever racking they want to create, from rib racks to upper racks to griddles to just little sear zones. Look, all of that is inside this grill. Again, we've thought about all these things that we've kind of done differently over the years and really put it into this appliance amalgamation. We've really knocked it out of the park, I think, with 2.0, and kept the price right. The price is the key too. I mean, we have our Trek is it's $4.99, which is an amazing price for our portable grill, AC/DC. You can take it anywhere. Still 85 pounds, really efficient grill. Runs 60 watts, by the way, 60 watts to start it, 10 watts of continuous power. It's an incredibly efficient grill. Runs on solar, runs on battery, runs off your car. Doesn't matter. Or you can plug it in the wall. Then we have our ledge, which is $9.99. That has plenty of space for everything that you'd want to cook. And if you really want to go big, we have the Peak grill, which is our largest unit. And that gets into some heavy duty grilling. So those are our three main models. We've got a lot coming. We're working on our Big Pig trailer rig, which is coming out after the summer's over.
Of course.
We're really focused on, of course. And then we've got, we're going to get into the griddle game. That's going to be fun. We've got some great ideas and patents we're putting in that are going to focus on what we think what should happen inside of a griddle. And then we're getting into where we kind of left off, which is where the wood chip grill. That was a thing that we had kind of brought out of the ashes. It's something we've been working on for a long time. We put a lot of patent effort into it, but now it's back on track to get out there in 2025. All these things are on full focus for the next year. So we're excited.
My backyard will soon look like the Green Mountain section of any barbecue dealer that you go to. And I do want to say, I do want to go back up. Jason Baker's with us from Green Mountain Grills. I do want to back up. A lot of people will think, and when I say a lot of people, I'm just using on my own experience. This is not a scientific observation. It's just what I've seen in my circles. If something isn't in a big box, if something isn't in mass produced, mass sold, the mass sold arena, that's like, they're kind of one of the smaller guys. You see, I wanted to be very clear to the folks around that this was your business model to stay in the mom and pops around the nation, the mom and pops around the store, the small towns. You come and you can have customer service, and all of these resellers are they're pros with the Green Mountain product and can have that local touch. That was your model, not just, I can't wait to get into Costco.
Yeah, that's exactly right. In our opinion, you don't get a better customer experience without a great dealer. A great brick and mortar dealer is able to give you that phenomenal customer support. I mean, our best dealers in the country that I see, I'm thinking of one off the top of my head in Marion, Iowa. These folks build the grills. They set them up to where it has a full hopper of pellets. They have it primed for you, ready to go, where you're literally just pushing the red button and you're ready to go on your first smoke. And if something happens, they're right there. They have parts on hand. They take care of these grills. They've been selling these grills for over a decade. They have taken care of an incredible breadth of customers there in Iowa, but also those folks come back to them for their pellets. They come back to them for rubs and sauces, maybe a new accessory that they want to show off. But that little brick and mortar store is taking care of this country that a lot of dealers are doing it. But that is the model that we aspire to. That's the model that we'd love to see everywhere.
And I got to tell you, I met you because you came to my house. I had an issue with the grill. And you came to my house. And I was like, what in the world? Because don't worry, I Googled you. And I was like, this is no way he's coming. And you did. Your customer service is off the rails. Your customer service is second to none. To have a model that you are actually in local stores, brick and mortar stores, as opposed to, the Amazons and the Costcos and whatever, where you can't get that personal touch. That being your business model tells you all we need to know about if we're in the pellet grill market. We're going to Green Mountain.
Yeah, I mean, for our value, there's no better grill in the market. I could show you step by step on what we've done with that grill, but ultimately it's those brick and mortars that make us great. They're the ones that add that next level of customer support. And I get it. I see people. I visit Home Depot, I go to Costco, and I see people returning these grills all the time. And I'm like, the reality is that they might not need to. It might just be a user error. It might just be some simple little thing. So I always feel bad when I see these grills, and I know what those return rates are. They're very high. And to
Yeah.
me, that means that that customer had a very bad experience, and that sucks. We don't want to see that happen. We want to be Johnny on the spot and help you overcome whatever situation you're dealing with.
And it can come down to going back to where we started with this, with Camping Chad sending me that text and asking me about, basically what kind of pellet should you use. He goes, I've been doing a lot of maintenance on my pellet grill. Now, he doesn't have a Green Mountain. He said, I forget what it was for a hot minute, but he said it's just getting bad. And you said there's a reason why, and it's probably pellets, where people think like this grill wasn't manufactured right, or there's some sort of defect. It might just come back to the pellets. And you sent me this text that there was some kind of scale I need to look at. For the love of grief, help us out here, buddy. Why is it so important to have the right type of pellet in your grill?
Well, so the Jenka scale is the hardness level inside of all species of woods, and it's important that folks are using hardwoods inside their whatever mix of pellet species that wood species that they're using. You want to make sure those are hardwoods. When there's softwoods in there, you're going to get a lot more ash. You also have a different way in which folks put pellets together, and some people use some oils, some binders. And that gets you into trouble as well, because when you burn those pellets on the edge of the auger inside that, as they're spitting out, you can see this kind of buildup. And that buildup is technically a creosote, a glue, and eventually that causes you more issues. It's the same thing. It makes your auger work a little bit harder in that process. So when I tell people about pellets, it's passionate to us. We actually came out with pellets before the grills even came. I mean, we were hyper focused on making a great pellet, giving people a better value. Most of the companies out there do 20-pound bags. We do 28-pound bags. We've always done that. And when you measure our price per pound, we're as good as anybody out there, and we make a very quality pellet. But a lot of these manufacturers, if you're just spitting out a lot of pellets, you got to be careful, because there's a process to this. And some of these people only have 3 or 4 years under their belts, or maybe a couple of years under their belts, and they're not testing all these pellet grills to see how they react to their pellet, to their specific pellet. So I tell people, please look at the companies that have been doing this for a long time. I would focus on those folks first, especially if they're making pellet grills. They're probably making good pellets. But you can absolutely add a lot of maintenance to your weekly, monthly checklist on your pellet grill if you're using bad pellets.
Yeah. So when you say hardness, you're just talking about the actual wood that it says on the bag. You're not talking about there's a hardness rating for the actual pellet.
So it's basically the hard wood. So they're like oak is extremely hard on the Jenka scale, right? It's up there in that 1500 above, into the 1800 range. When you start getting into, like, let's say, pine is going to be under 1,000. You don't want to use pine. You don't want to use, a lot of these folks, I see people too that'll buy pellets that are heating pellets. Now that's even more dangerous, because heating pellets could be coming from anywhere. You could be literally pulling up wood from anywhere. This isn't nascent wood. These are heating pellets that they're just grabbing. You could have formaldehyde in there. You could have all kinds of weird stuff, because it's not the nascent wood. So please never, ever cook with heating pellets. You want to make sure you're cooking with cooking pellets, and that pellet manufacturer is using hardwoods. And the hardwoods are oak, hickory, mesquite, cherry, pecan. These are the ones we all have a pretty good knowledge base of. But some people will do fillers in there, and that's where you got to be careful, because then you're going to create a lot more ash. So this is a perfect example. If a customer tells me, hey, I just did this 14-hour cook and I'm seeing a ton of ash inside my grill and I just cleaned it, or there's a lot of fly ash going around, I know they're probably using an inferior pellet, or some kind of a pellet that doesn't have straight hardwoods inside of there.
Yeah. And I didn't know this. I had no idea until I started, the breadth of offering of pellets in general. I had no idea, because I got an attachment for the solo stove that I have, where you put pellets at the bottom and just burn that instead of logs. And I was like, okay, I got to check this out, but that's going to burn through a lot. That's going to get pricey fast. And then I found out you get like a 40-pound bag for like $8 from one of the big box stores. I'm like, what? I didn't know. And then so I thought, well, do I put that in the pellet grill? I mean, no. This is the quality pellets of the pellet grill. But it's a lot like, for you, if I'm understanding this correctly, Jason, that if you have a Green Mountain bag of pellets, it's made for that Green Mountain grill. It's made to do this. It's like, it's you all wouldn't put crap in your product. It's like having a baby and just feeding it junk food all the time. You would never do that. You want the best for your baby. These people, these companies that have made these pellet grills, make the pellets for their grills because they ain't screwing around and they don't want it to be a bunch of garbage. Yes?
That's exactly right. Yes. And it's a part of our business model too. I mean, we want to sell pellets, obviously, and we don't mind that our pellets are going inside of other manufacturers' grills also, which we see, which is fine with us. And we don't mind other manufacturers going through our grills either. It's just we'd like for them to be also making pellet grills and not just pellets.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And so a lot of times, so help me out with that. When you do have, my bad boy's not working so good out here. What's happening? Most likely, it comes down to a pellet in a really simple fix, right? So if you did do it right, and you listen to Uncle Mike, you have a Green Mountain grill in your backyard. Listen to Uncle Slavo, you got a Green Mountain grill in your backyard. You know you can reach out to customer service, and you're going to get some attention and get some attention fast. But understand, these are amazing pieces of machinery. There's a lot of technology in these things, so some things can go wrong. That's why when you look at a pellet grill, you're not just looking at price, you're looking at where am I going to get taken care of if I need help, right?
That's exactly right. 100%. Yeah, I mean, look, these things are, go ahead.
No, and that's your business model. Your business model is put a damn good product out there, but holy mackerel, this is an amazing piece of tech, an amazing piece of machinery. Something might go wrong, or there might be user error. We got you.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's what we're here for. We want to train as many people as we can. These things are, I listen to our competitors all the time. I'll hear a gas rep or a charcoal rep say, hey, you don't want to buy a pellet grill because they have moving parts, they can fail. I would agree with that, but I'll take that risk over having to do all the work that's associated with charcoal 100%. I don't mind. Once a year, I cook on a charcoal grill. I want to get back to the roots and do a little bit of charcoal cooking. Sure, I'll do it once a year. Not a big deal. But my everyday cooker, where I'm getting flavor, it's from a pellet grill. And so if something goes wrong, obviously I have a strong comfort level with it. But ultimately, if I take care of it, I mean, I have a grill that's ran for 9 years. I haven't done a darn thing to it. That's what they're capable of.
Right. And now they're capable of moving around. I love this little guy. This Trek is probably the coolest piece of anything. Yes. And I have a Jackery little carry around Jackery unit that can actually power this thing up. I'm absolutely blown away. I have not tried it yet. I'm excited because y'all keep selling out. And I don't mean selling out in a bad way. Y'all keep selling out because you got a damn good product. I'm not talking about selling out to the bigs or anything. You literally, people are running to this product and it's hard to keep it on the shelves. I got that. But my God, when that 2.0 Trek is available, I want one. I want to get that on the tailgate. I'm so excited to cook something right in the field. You sent me a text before we came on today about a buddy of yours, some of you work with in New Zealand. And tell me about that. You found a Trek, and what happened with this cat?
Yeah, so he does these exotic shoots all over the world, and he was headed to South Island, New Zealand, to take out a red stag, which is a beautiful, looks like a moose, but it's a much more beautiful version of a moose, and they're huge. I mean, the antlers it's an amazing animal. But basically, he had said, I'm going to be there this particular time. And we were close on when these 2.0s were getting to our distributor in New Zealand. And I think it was within like 2 days. And our guy got it to him. And yeah, the picture is amazing. He cooked, basically cut it up and cooked it within an hour. The meat looked phenomenal. I wish I were there to eat it. It looked, not only the setting looked beautiful, it was gorgeous. Yeah, but that Trek, I mean, that Trek is my favorite grill. It always has been. It's one of those grills where you look at it and you go, at 150 degrees, it's remarkable what you can, the amount of smoke that it generates at 150 and the ability to get up to 550 pretty darn fast if you needed to sear
Ooh.
some things off.
Yeah.
And in the space, I mean, you can cook. You've got a couple pork shoulders you could throw in there. You've got a couple racks of ribs. You've got a decent, 14, 15-pound flat that you could put in there. It has more room than you would think when you look at it. And again, going back to the efficiency, it's the most efficient machine on the market. You cannot beat its ability to use very little power and create an amazing amount of smoke and obviously great product.
So you got to get over to greenmountaingrills.com and check it out and find out where you can get to a local spot to check these things out. And if they are not in stock because they're selling fast, be patient. It's okay. It's worth it. I promise you. Trust me. Please trust me on this. You guys, y'all know I've never led you wrong. 11 years we've been doing this. I have never told you something to get that you shouldn't get. I'm telling you, Green Mountain Grills, be patient. Be patient with them 2.0. Is definitely the way to go. Now, obviously, we're talking about cooking game meat and all this really cool stuff. How in the hell do you cook a pizza? By the way, I know how you do, because I want to talk about this pizza attachment for a second here, because we really need to talk about that. But I have taken frozen pizzas, and frozen pizzas almost seem sacrilegious to a guy that cooks as much as I do. Frozen pizzas sound like, are you kidding me? You're gonna throw in a frozen burrito in there too? Hell yes, I am. Because if you actually take these frozen foods and put them on the Green Mountain, it is a game changer. You take garbage pizza out of a freezer in a grocery store and turn it into something that people like, where in the hell did you get this? It's a whole different ballgame. Who knew?
It's true. Just that little bit of smoke, right? That smoke infusion, the right kind of indirect heat. You can knock a frozen pizza out of the park. But what we did is we took it up a notch. We created that pizza attachment for the Trek as well. This is crazy. We started with the ledge and the peak. So that pizza attachment, and by the way, we are working on a griddle for that pizza attachment as well, where you're going to have the griddle just sit right on there, and you have the ability to concentrate that heat. But what it does, I know, right? So this funnel, the patent is on the funnel. The funnel is created over the firebox, and it concentrates that heat. So if you set that temperature at 250, the stone is going to be almost 600 degrees. If you set that thing at 300, it's going to be over 700 degrees. So the beauty of that is you become a pro. You go to a place like Pizzeria Bianco around here. I saw Portnoy up at a place up north. They do some good wood fire pizza. You can create that in your backyard with this pizza attachment. No joke. You get very comfortable with people buy their dough from. Even Grimaldi sells dough, which is remarkable. You can buy Grimaldi's dough and knock it out of the park there. But I think Trader Joe's does a phenomenal job. You can also create your own Urban Slicer. There's a company called Urban Slicer where you literally buy this bag, you mix it with water only, let it rise. Phenomenal job. They have gluten-free products too if you're into that stuff. It's a great product. Then you get comfortable into launching the pizza. Once you get comfortable with launching, you're using cornmeal or semolina flour, where you're really getting to be a pro on how that pizza launches in there. The beauty of that grill is that with the attachment, you've got the convection, you've got the actual radiant heat. So if you take that peel and kind of move it up a little bit, you're getting that bubbling effect, that browning effect. It's a phenomenal product, and you're knocking these pizzas out in 3 or 4 minutes. And that's the beauty of that thing. So we did that on the peak and the ledge, and then we decided we're going to do this also on the Trek. So it's a smaller version of it, more 10-inch personal pizzas. But yes, it goes on the Trek as well. Yeah, there's a different product for the Trek. Yes.
Oh God!
I know.
You're gonna make me so fat.
I know.
Here's the deal. Here's the deal. You know me, all right, Jason. You do know me, and you know that I came up grilling on the side box. The indirect heat. That OG smoker that I think I got for my 25th birthday or something like that back in the day from Home Depot or something like that. It was just it was iron. Right. Badass. I love that thing, but that's how it came up. The learning curve on that thing was ginormous. And the first time you and you were on this program, I said, pellet grills kind of cheating. And it was basically, it just makes it easy. Is there a learning curve And I'm saying it's cheating because y'all made a damn product that you just push a bunch of buttons on an app and you come up with some pretty damn good food. Don't be intimidated by it. Don't look at it at Pellet Grill and say, I don't want to get a Green Mountain Pellet Grill because, there's a lot of stuff. Their app essentially makes you a pro and quickly. This pizza attachment you were kind of talking about there, you're talking about tossing or launching or whatever. Is there a learning curve on this? Am I going to burn a bunch of pizzas? Let's be honest with you. You know me, buddy. You know me. So you got to tell me, shoot to me straight.
There's a learning curve, but I would say this. If you start at 250 degrees on your dial, you're going to get very comfortable. I see folks that go up to 350, 325. And remember, we're more than doubling that temperature on that stone. That's where you get in trouble. That's where you're going to burn some pizzas. So you start at 250. I think you're going to get very comfortable. They're going to take a little bit longer, but you're going to understand how you got to move that pizza around, how you're kind of working the stone, working the radiant heat. You'll get there. I bet you can nail it on your second pizza.
Okay. All right. First pizza's for the dogs, and that's totally okay because they get their tax. They get the dog tax anyway. So the first one to be for the dogs we'll just set it that way. We'll just put some dog food on top. It'd be fantastic. They're gonna love it. But second time through. So I'm excited about that because I'm ready for that. I've actually cut beer quite a bit, so now pizza can replace that. I'll be totally okay with this. All about that. Love it. Okay, so let's wrap this up. But I want one of the main reasons why I wanted John today. Not only am I one of the biggest Green Mountain fans there is, but I was concerned when a friend of mine asked about pellets, and I remember the last time you were over at the house, you did say I need to talk to you about pellets. And I'm like, okay, what are pellets? Okay, you're talking to me about pellets. I'm like, oh wait, this is a really big deal. So if you missed any part of the show, I want you to go back and check it out on the podcast. And I really want you to understand why pellets act certain ways in pellet grills. And the second thing is, do not be intimidated. It is a wildly easier way to cook, and it's easier, and it'll take your cooking game to a whole new level. I've never had anyone taste anything come out the Green Mountain Grill and went, except my kids, because they're spoiled little jerks, and they've been dealing with like 5-star food their whole lives, and they've had all this great food from dad, and they're like, yeah, that bison roast, dad, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, but everyone else is like, oh my gosh, what did I just eat? That was from wings to salmon to bison. It just covers it all. Don't be intimidated. Look at them.
Yeah, totally agree. I mean, that is the most important part of the whole thing. Don't be intimidated. Don't be afraid to try. Right? Anything can be nailed perfectly. Don't be intimidated. I think that's I'm going to use that, by the way.
Okay, good. And that's, by the way, that's one of the key components of me jumping to Green Mountain was our buddy Slavo, when he said, listen, yes, there are different names in the business. There are different players in this game. But there is no one in this game that will take care of you and make sure that your experience is how they want you and expect your experience to be, that matches and exceeds yours, than Green Mountain Grills, period. And you all have gone from 1.0 to 2.0 now, and you're just carrying that through and with and innovating all the way through. So I'm thankful for you, man. I'm thankful for our friendship. I'm thankful that you can come on the show and really help these guys out. Anyone here that just said, maybe grill, maybe pellet grill, who knows? Maybe I don't want to spend the money. Yeah, you do. Save. Go ahead, get you a Green Mountain Grill and make it happen. I'm telling you, Jason, thank you so much. GreenMountainGrills.com and check it out. What's up, bud?
Well, I was going to say, one other point to that really quick, that when I'm watching a lot of folks out there, I feel like they're spending a lot of money eating out these days. I feel like people are, if you go to Chick-fil-A or pick a spot, you're spending $15-20 a person. And even, I know the folks love their Starbucks, but some of these things you can cut out of your life very easily, or at least cut down and cook at home, spend some time with your family, get to know your family again, spend some time, get that grill and cook for your family. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. You're not only going to save money, but you're going to help your soul.
Yeah, I don't want to hear you say Green Mountain Grill's expensive. I don't want to hear that. When I took my son to Taco Bell, Taco Bell was supposed to be cheap, just food, because you know what you get. It's cheap food. But I spent $30, and I was like, wait, $30? Where am I at? And you got to understand that a few trips to Taco Bell, you're like, I got a Trek in my hand. I got a Green Mountain Grill Prime 2.0 Trek in my hand, just because I said, something, we're going to hold off on McDonald's for a little bit, which, again, heading over. I was told bring 3 orders of McDonald's French fries. It was $17. Like, what are you talking about? So yes, so get your stuff, save up. Green Mountain Grill is going to change your
totally.
change
And
your
just to that point, like two pork shoulders at Walmart will cost you about $15 a piece, right? So you're going to spend $30 on 2 shoulders. Do you know how much food you're going to get out of that? I mean, you're going to get a lot of pulled pork or whatever you want to create off of that for a good week off that $30 spend.
A pork tender roast at Costco was what? I think it was $18. I bought like 5 of these things because on the Green Mountain Grill, no lie, 4.5, 5 hours, $2.25. I don't know if I've ever had better pork in my life. And we ate on that for like 2 days for like $17, $18.
Yep.
It's fantastic.
Totally.
So yes,
it is.
Yeah.
In these crazy inflationary times, that Green Mountain Grill is going to save you money over the long run.
And thank you, by the way, to Green Mountain Grills and you, sir, for not using this. Oh, it's inflationary time, so we're going to jack up the price of our new 2.0. You guys kept it in the space, and you guys did a great job, and we are so thankful for that. And we're thankful for you. You're a local guy, but a global company, and just happy to have you around, man. Just excited to have you around. And any more questions, we're coming back at you.
Thank you, Mike. Appreciate you so much.
Hey guys, check them out, greenmountaingrills.com. You can find out a local vendor and check them out. And then tomorrow, remember, it's going to be a little weird. It's going to get really weird. It's the birthday episode of the Go Show. So we might be drinking, might be day drinking. I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. We'll be here tomorrow at the Go Show. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow.
Love it.
All right, man. There we go. Oh, I'm not